Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we talk about a new collaboration between JMB Aircraft, manufacturer of the VL3 Evolution, and Evolution Aircraft, manufacturer of an aircraft formerly known as the Lancair Evolution. As you probably know, I usually fly microlights. I don't know much about slightly larger planes, so please excuse me for some of my questions.
So, ich möchte euch jetzt ein neues Projekt vorstellen hier. Ich habe den Robert Wolstenholme hier und den Jean-Marie Gisset. Den linken von den beiden kennt ihr vielleicht, der CEO von JMB Aircraft. Und der Robert wird sich jetzt mal vorstellen und wird uns erzählen, was das hier auf sich hat. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
So, nice to meet you. Robert, would you please tell me something about this plane? What I know is that it is a kind of Lancair. I know Lancair, but I don't know this plane. Please explain it for us.
Well, you're already familiar with the long history of the Lancair products, and over the years we've always developed new technologies to meet our customer requests. And anybody that knows the Lancair line, we're known for our performance and our speed, and they all flew like fighters, and it took a different kind of a pilot to survive in them, basically. So it came a need time to see if we could maintain our performance, but tame down the flying characteristics of the aircraft. So back in the mid 2003, 4, 5, I guess, we started with a clean sheet of paper to develop our next aircraft. So the thought was, we're an experimental company, but we're going to design to Part 23 certification standards. And that's how we went up with the aircraft that we have today, and we're quite proud of the accomplishments that we've had.
So the name of the plane is?
Lancair Evolution is how it was originally named because it was part of Lancair, and at some point we've branded the name of Evolution, and eventually we sold Lancair and the legacy products. And then we're staying with the Evolution. That's our future.
Okay. So how many exist of this plane? How many?
88. I think it's 88 that have been built and flying.
Okay.
This example here was the 9th to fly. It has 1,100 hours and 11 years on it now.
And it's powered by Turbine? Huh?
Yes. It's a Pratt & Whitney PT6 135A 750 shaft horsepower.
Okay. Okay.
So, as it says, we had made a decision to sell the Lancair and the legacy products, and our focus is to continue on and develop the Evolution line of products.
And so you got in contact with Jean-Marie?
So 4 years ago, Jean-Marie and I met at Oshkosh and got to talking, and because I saw his little airplane has Evolution on it, and it just made sense that I said one day, I said, we should have, Evolutions in the same booth. The baby Evolution and the mama Evolution. So for 4 years we've been talking, and so finally I've come to the Czech and look at the Jean-Marie's production facility and the quality of the work, and finally we've come to made sense to do a collaboration deal where we can have support in Europe.
Sounds very interesting.
And we're quite excited about it, actually.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. So, Jean-Marie, what do you think about the project? How does it develop? And please tell me something about it.
Like Bob was telling before, I know the aircraft like 6-7 years. And I think every year I go to the show of Oshkosh. I have the booth with the Mini Evolution, and I was spending more time on his booth than on my own booth. I was dreaming about his plane all the time, and I have a project in my head for a long time that I want to make a mini PC-12. For me, the PC-12 is really the best aircraft. Now I'm speaking European market, of course. For me, the PC-12 is the best aircraft, but you have 10, 12 passengers, and many times you fly alone or with 2. So the idea was to make a mini PC-12. And when I saw the Evolution, I found what I wanted to make.
Yeah.
And I told myself, okay, I have tried to convince Bob to work together. I will save 6-7 years of my life, a lot of stress. He put already a lot of money inside, and I told him we have to join forces. You did the biggest job, you built the aircraft, a wonderful aircraft, and we proved that we can build quality and that we can that we have a good marketing. So I told him, let's work together and it will be a big success. And of course it took time because it's a big decision for him and also for me.
Yeah, of course.
And like 8-9 weeks ago, he contacted me by email. I replied in the same day. I jumped in an airliner. I went to visit him. I flew the Evolution, only 15 minutes, and I knew enough. I have 9,000 hours like a pilot. I flew many types, hundreds of types. When I flew the VL3, like in 2006, I came out of the aircraft with a big smile. I said, wow, that's bingo. And I flew many types. Cirrus SR-22 is a good plane. I like it, but it's not.
It's not sexy.
No, it looks good. It flies good, but it's one of the best. But it was not the same feeling like the VL3. No. This is above. And with this aircraft, I had the same feeling. I came out after 10 minutes, bingo. That's it. The aircraft, of course, it's a PT6 engine. So when you start the engine, you have not vibrations like piston engines. Yeah. It's extremely quiet. It's the first nice experience that you have. Then we taxi, we line up, he pulled the power. It's really powerful. Here we have 750 horsepower. You can have 850 horsepower. So the plane accelerates really fast. It's a short takeoff. It's like 300 meters of runway and you are in the air. The climb, 150 knots indicated. I was climbing 3,600 feet a minute initially, and it's not even the biggest engine. So it's unbelievable. You can climb really fast to the flight levels. With the turbine, you have to go as fast as possible, as high as possible, because the fuel flow is going down dramatically and your TAS is increasing. So for this it's wonderful. You can cruise with the biggest engine, 310 knots through airspeed. So the aircraft climbs fast, it flies really fast, and it lands like a helicopter. You know, the old Lancers, all the family, you need like 100 knots on the numbers. With that aircraft, you will have 75 knots on the numbers. Okay. So they really did something new, and that aircraft is for me unique on the market. There is no competition at all. It's really wonderful. Also, what was impressive, it's the low speeds. When you stall the aircraft, the indicated airspeed is just below 60 knots. So it's unbelievable. And he told me, okay, you have the controls. You are sure? I have no experience on the aircraft. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. You have buffeting, really clean stall, no wing drop at all. It's really a clean aircraft for the low speed. So it has all. It has an unbelievable speed range, and it's exactly the same what we have with the VL3. You can fly extremely slow, and you can extremely fly fast. The envelope of the aircraft is unbelievable.
And so what are your plans for the next years, for next time?
So the plan is to continue the collaboration, of course. Bob will continue with R&D, because it's really what he likes to do. He likes to develop.
What means R&D?
Research and development.
Okay.
And so we have many projects in his head. Of course, I will not tell about this for the moment. He will do of course, also the service in the US. He is living in the US, the flight training, many things. And we will move the manufacturing in the Czech Republic. And so we will do the serial production with the same standards like we do in we are putting in for the VL3.
Okay.
Of course, in the beginning, the idea is to make between 5 and 10 planes the first year, I hope. And then step by step we will increase the production. Okay. Today we built 55 VL3. I hope that one day we can build 50 big Evolutions in JMB.
So it is made of carbon fiber, like the VL3 Evolution?
The VL3 is made by carbon fibers, but we use the wet lamination technology. And the Evolution is the next step. It's pre-preg.
Okay.
So That's the next level. Yeah. What we also plan to do for the VL3 in the future.
Cool. Okay. Very nice. So I think we may take a look and go around and take a look inside, and let's see. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I take a look with Bob on the plane and we look around. Yeah?
Okay, so we'll start with our baggage compartment, which is actually on the opposite side of the main cabin door to enter the aircraft. We'll explain that in a moment. We can put 250 pounds of luggage back here.
Okay.
And I will show one thing is kind of unique is in our case, we also have a what I call the live well, where we put junk. And in my case, I have a fuel cell for extra long hauls that's removable. And when the tank's not here, we put oil in here, tow bar, junk. So the stuff that would be the dirty stuff goes below.
So this is an additional tank.
Yes.
What volume? How many liters can you?
Liters. I have to convert.
Okay.
There's 24 gallons.
Okay. In this one.
In this one.
And all in all?
I carry 194 gallons in this particular aircraft usable, but the typical is 168 gallons of usable fuel.
Okay.
In the wings? In the wings, total.
Okay.
Even though we came across the Atlantic to come here, the fuel that I put in here was last in Bangor, Maine, and there's still a fuel in here today. We never used it. It's only there if we need to.
Okay. Very nice option.
Thank you. The reason, people ask, why is the baggage door on the opposite side of the cabin door? And the reason is that if something was to happen and you unfortunately wound up in an accident for some reason, and through the accident sequence, you could not get out the main cabin door, well, you can't be laying on the same side twice, so you would use this as your emergency exit.
So you have access behind the seat?
Yes. Oh yeah, the seats just fold over.
Okay.
And you can go out this
Very
is
good idea. Yeah.
Thank you.
So let's go around?
Sure. So we've got 37 feet of wing. We have a couple of de-ice options for icing conditions. Normally we put boots on because it's true and tested for many years. But we're looking at some other options today because as an experimental company, this is what Lancair previously did in Evolution. This is what we do. We develop and find newer, better ways of doing things. The aircraft was originally designed around the PT6-135A 750 horse engine, but we've done testing all the way down to 350 horse as a piston version. But the most popular is going to be the 750 or 850 horse version of the aircraft, currently anyway. And as everybody knows, turbines are extremely reliable, and is kind of the fuel, the engine plant of choice. Plus, you can get jet A everywhere in the world, which we can't do so much on the.
So, what is the consumption in cruise speed?
So coming here, I used 38 gallons an hour, block to block.
Okay.
Now, but I've flown, and most I've flown was 1,500 nauticals in one leg, 6.5 hours. The power was just way back, and I don't remember what the block was, but I think it was like 25 or 26 gallons.
Well,
of course, the power was back, but by being able to go that long, I was able to avoid lengthy, expensive stops in different countries because of the time it takes to get through the immigration and the landing fees, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
The landing gear is a trailing link design, so making smooth landings is almost seamless.
So good for short runways and
yeah.
Even grass?
So even grass, with a skilled pilot, you can land and take off in 1,000 feet. And this is our standard gear, but if you're going to be operating at a grass, then we have what's called our rough service landing gear. And the tires, we put wider tires on for the grass.
Yeah.
And the downside, of course, is because when we put the tires on for tundra, then the gear will be protruding from the lower part of the wing some, and of course that creates some drag. But nothing's for free.
Yeah, of course.
There's a penalty to pay for some things.
Take a look on the front wheel.
So that's the standard strut that we've been using for years, and we're looking at some alternate designs for the rough surface landing gear to make it even more robust.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we take a look inside.
Sure. Entry into the Evolution is quite easy. It's one hand here, and then either right down to the floor or the shear web underneath. Step there, and that's it.
Okay.
To move over to the other side, there's a center console. I'm just going to lift it out of the way and slide over to the other side.
Oh, looks easy. So I take one hand
Right
here.
hand here, the left hand behind you to support you. The left hand behind you.
Ah, okay.
And either to here or right to the floor, whatever is most comfortable for you.
Yeah, I think
And you're in.
it's as easy as to climb in a VL3. So you've got a side stick. Yeah, could you tell me something about
Sure. So Lancair is famous for their side sticks. They're standard in most of our products, except, back to the legacy products. Lancair Legacy had a center stick, as did some of the other earlier models. But the side stick, a lot of people question, oh man, it's a side stick, I'll never be able to get used to it. But quite frankly, you don't even know you have it, because when you're flying an aircraft with a yoke, where's your hand? It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there anyway. The seats have plenty of travel. The rudder pedals are adjustable. We can move them
okay.
to go along with your preferred seating position.
Yeah.
So we never have a problem with
very
anybody
easy.
not being able to get to
try
the
it,
ground. Sure, go for it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, this is fine enough for me. It's very comfortable.
And headroom, you're a relatively tall guy, and
Yeah, I am.
and if you want to close the cabin
I would
door,
like to. I take this.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lock it all the way. I'm just going to catch it. Okay, you're in.
Yeah, okay.
So that would be
Cool.
that'd be your standard position for.
This is always my problem in many planes. And I'm not that tall. I'm 190. Yeah, 1 meter 90 centimeters. It's not so tall. Okay. So I'm just used to
Piston.
go with a piston engine.
Well, so from here we have here's our fuel, and it's quite frankly, starting is we start spooling up the engine, and we get to a point where we add fuel to it, and then we just simply watch the temperatures as it's coming up. When it comes up, it's running. It's what we're doing is putting fuel into a burner. That's all we're doing. Fuel in or fuel out, and then of course the propeller pitch controller, like all piston prop controlled aircraft you're familiar with, and the power lever. The only difference with the power lever is we have reverse. So right now this would be our idle position, and then this is our full range of movement. But if we want for shorter landings, we go into reverse. We come out of the detent and come back to help slow the aircraft down via the propeller. And that's it. It's quite simple.
Oh, very nice. I'll take a look in the back.
And back seats, you'll see that there's ample room. The seats are reclining, so one seat's all the way in its max reclined location, and the one next to it is not as vertical as it could be. So we have 4 positions for to meet everybody's taste.
Very nice. Okay.
So,
Thank you.
okay.
You go outside. So I take one hand here,
Yep.
one hand there.
Yep.
So?
Yep. And just kind of work your way out.
ein Gerät.
There you have it.
Okay.
Thank you,
Well,
sir.
thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Very nice.
Okay.
That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment and a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Take care. Bye.
Wollte mal wechseln.